So I want you to imagine, just for a second, not eating for 3 full days. I mean, no snacks, no breakfast, not even a quick sip of juice, just water and silence. Now, I know for a lot of us, that sounds like absolute pure torture. But what if I told you it's actually the beginning of a literal biological miracle? You see, throughout human history, we haven't just barely survived scarcity. Our bodies were literally designed to adapt, to evolve, and to actually repair themselves in the profound absence of food.
Okay, let's dive into this explainer, because over the next few minutes, we're going to explore the microscopic wonders of the human body. And I promise you, it's going to completely transform the way you think about hunger.
We so often mistakenly equate fasting with this idea of starvation mode, right? We picture our bodies panicking, feeling super weak, going into a total cellular shutdown. But the reality, it's actually survival mode. The exact moment you decide to stop eating, this silent, incredible program begins running deep inside your cells. It's this ancient genetic code written by evolution itself, and it's not designed to shut you down when you're deprived. It's designed to unlock these hidden reserves of incredible energy, sharp intelligence, and wild cellular efficiency.
All right, let's break this down chronologically, starting with phase 1, the shift, which happens from 0 to 24 hours.
You can really think of this as the start of a biological hero's journey. For the first 12 hours or so, your body acts like everything is totally normal. It's just happily burning through the glucose it stored as glycogen from your very last meal. But once you hit that 18-hour mark, those reserves really start to shrink. Your liver, which is basically your internal biochemical powerhouse, takes the lead here. It breaks down glycogen and starts dripping glucose into your bloodstream, kind of like a slow IV drip, just to keep you perfectly stable. But by 24 hours, well, that supply runs dry. We hit a glucose shortage, and the great transition officially begins.
And this brings us to a really crucial physiological crossroads. Do we panic or do we adapt? At this stage, your brain is definitely noticing the glucose shortage. You might feel a mild headache, maybe a sudden wave of fatigue, or your stomach aggressively growling at you. Your brain is essentially trying to negotiate for a quick snack. But here's the thing. This isn't a malfunction. It's actually a symptom of your metabolism shifting gears. Evolution ensures you don't just collapse. Instead, your body drops its sugar dependence and gets ready to adapt to that ancient survival mode we talked about.
Moving right along to phase 2, entering the deep burn. This is the 24 to 48-hour window.
This is the metabolic doorway, where a massive switch flips. Your body actually stops reacting to the lack of food and starts thriving on it. And it does this by switching to ketones. As your blood sugar drops, your liver starts taking your stored fat and converting it into these tiny energy packets. And guys, ketones are like premium, pure brain fuel. Within hours, your neurons switch over to this incredibly clean, long-lasting power source. They completely replace glucose, they clear up your mental clarity, and they literally upgrade your brain's operating system overnight so it can run on endurance.
Now, during this shift, something wild happens. Your body experiences a massive surge in growth hormone. We're talking sometimes up to 5 times higher than your normal baseline. Because your insulin drops and stays so low, this brilliant evolutionary mechanism just kicks into overdrive to preserve your muscle mass and regenerate your tissues, even though you aren't eating a single calorie.
Which leads us to phase 3, the cellular spring cleaning, a process so profound, it's actually backed by the 2016 Nobel Prize in Medicine.
So by day 2, you'll probably notice those initial hunger pangs actually start to fade. Why? Because your body is no longer bogged down by the huge, continuous chore of digesting food. Instead, it eagerly takes all that saved energy and redirects it into deep, systemic healing through a process called autophagy. Literally translating to self-eating, this is your body's built-in rejuvenation system. I want you to picture millions of microscopic janitors just sweeping through your cells, finding broken, worn-out parts, and recycling them into brand new, healthy materials.
And what exactly are these microscopic janitors dismantling? They're clearing out old damaged proteins, dysfunctional mitochondria, toxic clumps, and get this, even precancerous cells. Every single cell in your body essentially becomes its own repair shop. The body is literally recycling itself from the inside out, taking microscopic waste and chaos and turning it into order and vitality. It is absolutely one of the most powerful anti-aging mechanisms we know of in biology today.
Oh, and your brain? It gets its own highly specific upgrade through something called BDNF, or brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Because you're running on ketones now, the production of this specific protein skyrockets. You can think of BDNF as high-grade fertilizer for your brain cells. It supports memory, speeds up learning, and helps grow and protect brand new neurons. You know that incredible mental brightness and profound calm that people who fast talk about experiencing around day 2? This is what's driving it. It completely proves that when your stomach is growling, it's actually just your brain sharpening its blade.
This is such a brilliant way to look at that mental shift. We're literally leaving behind the modern mental fog, that sluggish, uninspired feeling where you're constantly dependent on your next sugar hit. And instead, fueled by those ketones and BDNF, we step right into hunter mode. You become ultra-focused, alert, and tap into this creative intelligence. From an evolutionary standpoint, our ancestors simply couldn't afford to be sluggish during a famine. They needed heightened, razor-sharp awareness to go find food. By fasting, you are tapping directly into that exact same ancient intelligence.
And now we enter the final stretch, Phase 4, the biological reboot. We're looking at hours 48 to 72.
By this point, your body is really mastering the fast through something called mitochondrial optimization. Right around the 50-hour mark, people often report this paradoxical, almost unbelievable surge in energy. And you might wonder, how is that even possible with zero food? Well, it's because your cells switch your tiny internal power plants to run on pure 100% efficiency. Energy production shoots up, there's way less cellular waste, and you basically become a clean-burning hybrid engine. Your cardiac function improves and your blood pressure stabilizes as your body intelligently shifts resources to protect your vital organs.
Phase 5 brings us to the 72-hour immune reset, literally rebuilding the army from scratch.
Guys, this is the absolute crown jewel of the whole process. As the clock strikes that 3-day mark, some truly fascinating research out of the University of Southern California shows that a 72-hour fast can actually trigger your stem cells to regenerate brand new, highly efficient white blood cells. Remember how during the fast autophagy was busy recycling the old, damaged immune cells? Well, now the body hits a massive biological refresh button. It clears out all the dysfunctional, worn-out troops and gets ready to recruit a totally fresh, optimized defense force the moment you start eating again.
We are literally shifting from a reacting immune system to a reflecting immune system. Your digestive organs have now rested for 3 full days. This allows your liver to clear out toxins, your gut lining to repair itself, and your entire microbiome to reset. This extended fast isn't about your body doing more work, it's about your body doing better work. It finally stops reacting to the constant heavy stress of digestion and actually takes the time to reflect and reorganize its entire defense network.
Finally, Phase 6, safely breaking the fast. This is the return journey. Now listen closely, because the exact moment you end your fast is just as critical as the fast itself. If you break a fast carelessly by just hammering a huge meal of heavy processed foods, you can severely shock your resting digestive system and actually undo a lot of the profound benefits we just went through. So to avoid shocking your system, step 1, you got to start gradual. You want light, highly nutrient-dense foods. Think warm bone broth, maybe a small slice of avocado, or some very gently steamed vegetables. Then, step 2 is where the real magic happens. You use this incredibly nutrient-dense first meal to wake up those dormant stem cells. As these fresh nutrients flow back in, your body amplifies tissue repair and regeneration. And as a bonus, you'll probably notice your senses of taste and smell are incredibly, almost overwhelmingly heightened. You are gently breathing life back into a fully renewed system.
Now, it is absolutely vital that we pause here and note that fasting is not recommended for everyone. The science shows it has incredible transformative power, sure, but people with existing medical conditions, pregnant women, or individuals with a history of eating disorders should never attempt this without professional medical supervision. The ultimate goal of this practice is healing and understanding our biology, right? Not suffering.
So if you take nothing else away from this explainer, let it be this: you are not fragile. You are resilient beyond belief. Going through an extended fast totally shifts how we mentally relate to hunger, to discipline, and to our own self-control. It proves to us that energy doesn't just come from what we consume on a plate, but from our body's brilliant, evolutionary ability to adapt and thrive under pressure. Our bodies are just a massively underestimated source of power.
I really want to leave you with this profound thought to kind of wrap up everything we've unpacked today. Sometimes doing nothing, not eating, not consuming, just pausing, allows your body to do everything it was designed to do. Isn't it just incredible to think that simply stepping back, doing nothing, and giving our biology the silence and space it craves is enough to trigger a complete cellular restoration?
Which leaves us with one final, pretty fascinating question to ponder as we close out this evolutionary journey. What hidden potential will your body unlock when you finally give it the space to heal?